Howdy, folks.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
It's Thursday. This gets us further closer
Sarah.
to Friday.
I know. Sarah, how are you doing? Long time.
It's been a while. Yeah, apologies for having missed several in a row now.
No worries. I'm sure there's a lot going on.
Yes, but I now live in only one place, and that makes me very happy.
That is awesome.
Mhm.
Have you completely moved?
Yes, completely
Cool.
moved to Seattle. We're here.
Wow.
No more Bay Area house, no more. Yeah, so happy.
I'll check in with you in a couple of months.
Oh no, I lived here for 19 years before I went to the Bay Area. I know what
that
I'm
is
getting
true. That is true. That is true. I remember that.
And sadly, Constance has forsaken us in Seattle.
I know. She's
Wait,
gone
no, you were
back.
south. You weren't in Seattle. You were in the Bay Area.
Yeah,
I was in the Bay Area, but I moved back to Seattle. I'm in
You
Seattle
did?
forever. You remember? Because we had brunch like 2 months ago.
Well, yeah, we did have brunch like 2 months ago. And brain, yeah, sorry. Could have been
It's
2
okay.
years ago. Who the hell knows?
I know. No.
Morgan is the one who's gone to Vancouver. So
Yeah.
all right. So what
We have agenda
did
things?
we have? Yeah, I think we did. Let me pull this up.
I want to say we should all get a pile of honeycomb stickers.
Charity stickers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How do you get
she-
them, Liz?
I got a custom package mailed to me, which is awesome. So I'm super stoked about it.
Oh, that's so cool.
But if we ever, go 3-dimensional again, I will bring a stack of observability stickers that I can share. And I suspect Liz can also bring stickers to share. Or do you maybe not have them there? I forget now with the whole.
I've got a small collection of them in Vancouver here. So
yeah.
But I have not yet been able to go to conferences to distribute them. Anyway, show the agenda.
Yep. I think we have everybody who is expected.
We wanted to talk about Easy CLA.
Okay. Is it easy?
Yeah, not actually sure who put this on the agenda. But I do believe it's fixed. And I don't think we have like a specific point of contact. Easy CLA has a GitHub repo where you can post issues, and there's a Slack channel in the CNCF Slack. So that's where we've been communicating with them.
We can also create service desk tickets around it. That's the other way to get help on it.
Yeah. In this case, I don't think it was like a lack of awareness. I think it took them some time to fix it for whatever reason.
Okay.
Next up is Community Day update.
Yeah, so we have finally secured a space. Sorry, that took a while. There was some rounds and rounds with the CNCF about if we make an event, is it a community event? Does it have to be hosted on some kind of CNCF platform or not? We do want to make sure we're abiding by, CNCF code of conduct and things like that. But to make our lives easier, we're just going to roll out an Eventbrite page. I think they had some confusion about whether it was like Lightstep at first. And so they're like, this is a Lightstep event. You can't call it that. I'm like, no. We're just, we're just, no good deed goes unpunished.
So Ted, you had said that there were, is there a sponsorship opportunity or anything we can support?
So yes, we're gonna roll out sponsorship packages next week. What we were thinking was, I have to get the exact numbers from Mango, but I believe we were looking at, like, if we had 20K packages, then 5 or 6 of them would cover the event. We're sure that there are probably some people who want to sponsor who maybe 20K couldn't cover, and maybe having a couple of one-off like coffee service sponsorship or something for 5K to accommodate those groups. So we'll get that out next week and try to get a website and registration page up for the whole affair. One concern we've been having this week is COVID. When we started planning this whole thing, the Delta variant was not taking off. And so we're feeling a little nervous now. We're right about to dive into this at the same moment that
I was about to ask that, actually.
it's starting to look like a really bad idea. So I wanted to raise that with the group. I haven't talked to CNCF in general about what they're thinking. But
Constance can answer.
I was about to suggest.
Actually, we haven't talked about that yet.
Oh,
Okay, I can answer because I got this inside scoop on the board meetings discussion of it. And the bit that I know is that the staff seem to be very committed to having a hybrid event. And they will have to shift that if the local government, however local or regional, says don't. So, but that is right now, as of the board meeting, I think a week ago, was the only way that it would not have both an in-person and a hybrid, or an in-person and a virtual version. That said, the LA
County
facility,
yeah,
the facility is unionized, and so they cannot require their workers to take vaccines. So therefore, while we are requiring all of our attendees to take vaccines, they cannot require the staff. So like everybody who's serving lunches, everybody who's security checking our badges as we come in. So like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So those are the bits that I know.
Right. We know the COVID risk factors are close proximity for extended periods of time when people are talking.
Except that Delta is saying that it's less than 5 minutes, there can be transmissibility now. So it's
equivalent to chickenpox.
Yep.
Yeah, it's bad, and people who are vaccinated can catch it. That doesn't. There aren't not a lot of cases of it having really bad outcomes. It's like equivalent to the flu. That still sucks. It also means you can give it to people.
They're not just as symptomatic, but like they're extremely contagious even if you are vaccinated.
Yeah, that's correct.
If you are vaccinated, you are still shedding the virus at the same rate, which was also a surprise in this. So the Bob Wachter thread in the last week about the updates in Delta and Lambda and how he's changing his own. He's UCSF. How he's changing his own behaviors over the next bit is really remarkable and important reading. There's also now a Lambda variant that is showing all sorts of complexities as well. but yeah, basically all the things we used to know about COVID are now not quite as stable with Delta, because it's the 15 minutes is now more like 5. The R factor has gone from like 3 to 6 or something. So it's changed, and I don't expect us. I'm at this point pretty much expecting that by November or so, we're likely to be locked back down, or at least strongly discouraged from traveling.
Yeah, I agree with
I
Sarah's.
expected sooner. It's probably gonna be
Yeah.
like September, October, because like
Yeah,
they've
I
already
Right, which
started
raises the question of like,
before.
will we get it under control or will it hit the saturation and come back down? Right, like that's the unknown
Yeah.
factor.
Exactly. Yep.
I assume for Community Day, Ted, if CNCF is happening, we're going to do it. Or sorry, if KubeCon is happening, we're going to do our thing. And if KubeCon isn't happening in person, then we're probably not doing it in person. Is that the calculus?
I want to raise that with the group. Does
Okay.
that
Yeah.
seem like a reasonable calculus? It seems reasonable. We should require vaccination
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
for attending in person.
Yes.
I mean, just for like, if there even is an in-person event. I mean, obviously, if KubeCon's canceled, it
If
seems
KubeCon
pretty
is
silly to-
canceled, we're done, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the question is
Yeah.
just, do we feel like with our own risk assessment that we want to go ahead and do this? One, just with the possibility that I have no idea what the refund policy is, but I imagine it is
Yeah.
like you don't get one.
I'm
pretty
sure it has a COVID clause in it now.
Yeah.
So
Every university housing option has a COVID clause in it
Yeah.
now. So yes.
Wow.
So that's, just we're thinking about, and then, we'll be like doing roundtable discussions. Everyone will be vaccinated, presumably. We could still require masks, even if that's annoying. But I just think it's fair to bring it to the group before we go public with this, just to like confirm that if KubeCon is on, we want to be on, and everyone sponsoring it has the understanding that it might just be a wash. We can scramble to turn it into a virtual event if that happens.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
It's
guess
gonna
my
be
question
hybrid
is, what are the
anyways, right?
things that we would do above and beyond what KubeCon is requiring in order to keep our attendees safe? Right?
Right.
Like, to what extent are we going to enforce, masking, social distancing? Right? Like,
Right.
can we, for instance, maybe it is a good idea to give people N95 masks, like literally fucking give you are going to wear this N95 mask. Like it is much better protection than a cloth mask, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we could do that. Social distancing, I think we need to double check how that affects our capacity. So that's another thing to look at. I do think our capacity is lower than what the space can hold, thinking about that. But, like roundtable discussion. I don't know if that's really any different than wandering around a conference with people, but so yeah, I think masks, vaccinations, and confirming with the hotel, like the space that our capacity would match, having like, essentially we'll need like larger tables or larger circles with fewer people in them. So I think that's some homework we have to go back and do and just double check how we had calculated that out with them. No. So, but are people feel like we should try to do this if KubeCon is on? Does anyone like, we should just pull the plug on this?
I would generally say we defer, like, because they have a lot more expertise in this than we do. But
Yeah.
I am very naive when it comes to planning events and the logistics required.
I think that we should definitely plan for a virtual
Yes.
day.
Yeah.
For sure.
Odds are high.
No
Yeah.
matter what, we should do that.
Ted, were we already planning on doing it hybrid like KubeCon?
I think for this kind of unconference, hybrid is very difficult.
Okay,
And
okay.
so the feeling was we were having like looked into it, it just seemed like for this unconference, it would be better to do it in person with the virtual aspect being like a DevRel booth, like doing, live streaming, interacting with people on Twitter, being like a kind of liaison or something like that. If we go virtual, then we go 100% virtual.
Okay.
And use like, there's like this town hall, town square tool, right? I don't know if you all have seen it, where you're kind of walking around in a
it's
virtual
We used
environment.
that last year. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
use that along with like a hop-in plugin, but that town hall thing, setting up one of those to have a whole bunch of little breakout rooms would be, assuming it can handle the load, would be a way to have the same kind of event virtually.
Remote.
So that's a thing. It's just, the pain in the butt of setting up a big contingency plan and not using it.
So what if we were to go back to virtual? It's more inclusive. It handles the whole of global better. I mean, it's not ideal, but you can at least get some content in the morning and some content in the evening for Europe and Asia.
For sure.
Yeah. Yep. We could. I think that's definitely a thing. I know the open telemetry community was like really excited
I know.
to see each other, because we see each other on Zoom all the time, but we haven't actually gotten together. So there was some excitement about doing it in person. But if in person is just gonna be like cringy feeling, because you're just looking around at everyone being like,
Yeah.
"Don't get near me."
Exactly. That's
know,
not what we want to do.
then yeah, I think like a virtual version of it would definitely be more inclusive and feasible. So
Yeah, it's the how do we minimize work for two paths when this is going to be run by not volunteers, but a lean group and a shoestring budget.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how hard it is to set up that town square stuff, but it's sort of like, yeah, if we're gonna have to do it anyways, maybe we should just call it now and decide
So
to do
what
it
about
virtually.
this? What if we were to have, I don't want to pay for the space all day if we don't end up using it ideally. But oh, that's a good question. Have we paid the hotel yet? Have we committed?
Yeah. Have we actually?
I will have to get back to you on that. I know we did secure the space already,
Okay.
but I don't know
If we've signed
exactly.
contracts.
I would say this then,
Does that
like
mean-
if we haven't signed any contracts or anything, then maybe more strongly consider just making it virtual to begin
Yep,
with. If
yep,
we've
yep,
already
totally.
paid the price,
This is-
then we can
Then we
sit
can
on
do
the decision for a little
Yeah,
while and
this is-
decide later.
This is good feedback. I will
Yep.
I will
Constance.
double check with Mango about this. And
Yeah.
maybe we just like call it and pivot hard this week to virtual.
Save some money,
and then-
because I'd hate for us to,
Yeah.
Sorry, Constance, I think you wanted to say.
When is the last day? Like, when do we have to pay them by?
I will get
That
back
he's
to
got
you
to
on
figure
that. Because I mean, the way this is working is like, I don't know if we have signed a contract and paid yet, right? Because we've had some complexity on our end because we have part of service now. And so like the financial
Don't worry about
aspect
that.
of doing this. So I'm not sure.
More
where-
just like when we
where
need
that
to make a
is.
decision by.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will
Because like
get
we
back to
might
you
need
guys.
to wait another week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get back to you guys
just
on
wait.
that.
Perfect.
If we're doing it virtually, I mean, like other calculus changes on like, is day zero
the right time.
the
Yep.
right day to have it, or is actually that's like a terrible time because now everyone's
Competing.
Competing.
in a hotel room and competing or something like that. So this has been really helpful. I'll figure out where we're at and I'll report back to y'all on Slack.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
One further point, just we can still have in person, I don't know, meet up in the evenings or, a buff or something, even if we don't do a full day zero event in person. So, like we have options.
Yeah.
Yep. Good point. Good point. Yep. Absolutely.
Because I don't want to lose that in-person connection if we can get it, but
I know.
I'm really suspicious that we'll all be flying to LA in 2 months. 3 months.
Exactly.
Sorry, that we will or we won't.
That
We
we
won't.
will. I'm suspicious. Well, I'm suspicious that it will be
We will.
that it will happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Morgan,
I
that's a
don't
double
trust it.
negative.
Sorry.
Still
Yeah.
confused.
I am enough concerned that I don't expect the turnout that they were hoping for at the
Same.
minimum.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it may not happen at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Yeah.
Will we
Yep.
get a refund if CNCF cancels
Will we individually get a refund for KubeCon, or will we get a refund on the
on the hotel? Because we
stays?
originally got it from the
We-
hotel block from KubeCon.
I think it's separate. We're directly negotiating with the hotel. They just had
Cool.
to get KubeCon to release like a stay. They had put on the space somehow. I don't know. It was
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
It's with
it
the
was
hotel.
very tangential, like
Yeah. They had a
but
first right of refusal or something.
yeah, but I don't think our contract will be contingent on KubeCon. I mean, maybe we can write that in there. I'll just have to double check with
The hotel would
Nico.
be pretty stupid to accept it, but that would be great.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, maybe they're playing chicken too, and if they're gonna be like hard about it, then everyone's just gonna be like, well, you're guaranteeing you have no events. So
Yep.
So who knows? The money is in the food and the coffee service and everything.
Yeah,
so
yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's not a big
Exactly.
deal.
The space
Uh,
is free, usually.
Okay.
Thank you for
Anyways.
chasing this.
Yeah, this was very helpful. I will get back to you all shortly with some answers.
All right.
I'm also
Next
happy to help
topic.
brainstorm.
Next topic is CNCF accepted talks. I had one get accepted with Yana. Alita, you
Yay.
had it at best, so I'm guessing you got
Yeah.
one.
I
as
did.
well.
Yes, I did.
Constance?
I did.
Liz did.
Cool.
Yeah, as part of a panel. Yeah.
Cool.
You're a part of panel.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I have, sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
Constance.
No, I was gonna just say there was a lot of really good OTEL talks, and I felt really bad. We're just like, we need other projects too.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
that's cool.
exciting
That's
that
nice.
there's
That
a
is
bunch of talks
exciting.
submitted. That's actually really great.
That's super
Uh,
cool.
Yeah, so I had the maintainers track talk accepted. So that'll be me and Ludmilla from Microsoft
Awesome.
discussing native instrumentation with OTEL.
Cool.
Very cool.
All right. And then, Alita, you suggested we do a blog post to publish a list of the talks. I think that's a really good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because usually it's very nice to kind of have a list just right, you can go and
Mhm.
look at and just
Mhm.
use instead of trying to go and look for stuff on the schedule. So
Yeah.
I think that would be nice to do. And the second post I was going to suggest is we are, again, been working closely with Bogdan now that he's back. And the collector, there's a lot of work that's happening. We're almost close to tracing stability. So we'll be doing a release and then a blog post. So just wanted to close that loop so that we have that declared on our posts, and then metrics coming right after.
Mhm.
Yeah, and logs too, actually.
Yes.
The logging group is working pretty fast, actually.
Yeah. And we've also started two really cool work groups, eBPF, and we were all there for the initial discussion. Really good group of people, working on eBPF and really, starting to think about what's going to be added in terms of support on the collector, and also the BPF flow mill component that Splunk team has landed. And the second work group that we have we've kicked off is the instrumentation SIG.
Mhm.
We have already started having discussions with Microsoft, AWS, and New Relic folks also joining in for some of the instrumentation. What do we do? How do we get organized? And then the SIG meetings will start next week. So Ted, just FYI, we've been
Yeah.
already starting to do some work on adding more detail to the different sections.
Oh, good. Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of people showing up at the afternoon spec meeting. So
Yeah,
that's
so
good to hear.
I think we'll pick up steam. There's a fair bit of, work happening to just get organized. And then there are specific sections that, each team wants to work on and dive upon. And there's some work that we've already started doing in terms of OTEPs and, changes and addition of for auto instrumentation in Java. So again, we'll kind of coalesce all those efforts into the SIG discussions as we go forward. So just wanted to, make sure everybody's aware of that.
Yeah, definitely make that more public, please, because that's a surprise.
Yep,
And
totally.
I have two engineers who are able to put
Awesome.
some
I mean,
effort
we
into
have
this.
been chatting, Ted, on the instrumentation Slack channel. So
Yeah, but
definitely.
let's make sure we raise it in like the next spec meeting.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah,
That'd be
good point.
helpful.
Yep, let's do that. All right, that's all I had. And then there is Sergey. Did you want to give an update on the? Sorry, I did not add this, but I just wanted an update on what's happening with SQL commenter, because we have interest in starting to work on that together. I think the TC is evaluating it or not, Sergey? Bogdan, do you know? I think we were waiting for you to come back.
Oh yeah, I just
Go ahead, Bogdan.
Yeah. Bogdan, we
uh,
can't hear you.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just came back. I need to start looking into that and prepare the due diligence for the TC to make a call on the donation.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, that's all I had.
Cool. Happy Thursday.
Constance and
I
Constance,
missed you
she
all.
was on vacation, so she is on vacation for the next 2
Oh,
weeks.
I'm ready.
I bet.
I have to write a doc and just like submit 3-line file change, and I'm pretty much done. So like I am
Wow.
in vacation mode.
Cool. That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
See y'all.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
See you. Bye. Bye, Bogdan.